Nutri Blenders are quite versatile these days for small batches of grinding, blending and juicing. So it is ideal for 1 to 2 people use or when it is used as an add-on to our existing mixer grinder for making small batches. These days, Nutri Blenders can pretty much do everything a mixer grinder does in small quantities. There are two main differences to note. The first is its run time. Most low wattage ones can run for 1 minute or less, so they cannot be used for heavy duty tasks like grinding batter. Second, it uses a food grade plastic body. Nutri Blenders are best for grinding, blending juices in small quantities. For larger quantities, a mixer grinder is ideal. For cutting and chopping included, a food processor is ideal, but typically works well for large quantities only. Now, ever since I started reviewing Nutri Blenders, there are a lot more of those in the market now. So I had to go over 100 plus Nutri Blenders to narrow down my recommendations. Since there are so many in the market, only the top 30 of them will be shown on the screen. Let's discuss how to narrow down the right Nutri Blender for our needs. Starting with the wattage. In a way, the output wattage determines how much time and how intensive the grinding can be. For simple tasks like blending, juicing, soft grinding, a lower wattage of 400 to 500 watts is more than sufficient. For more intensive tasks like grinding batter or nut mills, a higher wattage is better. Kuvings, Agaro, Nutribullet, YFL Home, Hamilton Beach are high wattage Nutri Blenders. If we use a low wattage for intensive tasks, the Nutri Blender can get heated up. These are also ideal for running 60 to 90 seconds at a time without getting heated. So if you mostly do intensive grinding tasks, go for a high wattage Nutri Blender or a mixer grinder instead. Next are the speeds. Most Nutri Blenders have high speeds between 20,000 to 22,000 RPM. This speed is great for grinding when a smooth or fine consistency is required, like in juicing or in grinding spices. But if you need a coarse texture, like some people prefer in their chutneys, this high speed can be a disadvantage. Many Nutri Blenders have more than one speed operation. But in its traditional sense, Nutri Blenders were supposed to be only a one speed operation, simple appliance. But they have now become more versatile and more powerful. Let's talk about the jars in the Nutri Blenders. Unlike mixer grinders, all Nutri Blenders have food grade plastic jars. All Nutri Blenders have at least 2 jars, a grinding jar and a blending jar, except the portable ones. Cookwell, Inalsa, Faber, IBELL and V-Guard have the maximum number of jars, 5 jars for various different purposes. But in my opinion, 2 jars in a Nutri Blender is good enough for most uses for grinding, blending and juicing. Some Nutri Blenders have additional jars or come with a zipper cap for carrying the juice along, which can be useful if you want it to be portable. The blades are either 2 blade or 4 blade for grinding, usually used with the small jar for dry grinding of spices or for chutneys, or they are 4 blade or 6 blade for blending, usually used with the large jar for juices, soups and smoothies. The 4 blade is the most versatile option that handles both dry and wet ingredients quite well, which almost all Nutri Blenders provide. Now let's talk about some convenience aspects. Some blenders do not have a start-stop button or a knob. The power switch should be used for turning on or off the Nutri Blender, which can be inconvenient for some people. Some blenders need you to push the Nutri Blender to pulse it and push and turn the jar to start it. This can take getting used to. Some people do find this inconvenient and some don't. Do make a choice based on your preference. And the rest have a switch or a button or a knob, which most of us are quite familiar with as we have been using in a mixer grinder. In my recommendations, I'll highlight which ones have which type of operation so you can make the right choice. Blenders like the Agaro Marvel or YFL BlendLab almost look and feel like a mixer grinder, bulkier in size, higher wattage too, but with food grade plastic containers. Now let's talk a little bit about portable Nutri Blenders. Many of us prefer to use these blenders on the go. So there are portable Nutri Blenders as well, which are battery operated. These have a much lower wattage, 150 to 200 watt, so can be used for basic blending jobs only, like soups or juices or smoothies. They also have an inbuilt battery of 2000 to 4000 mAh, so ideal for 20 to 30 blends for about 30 minutes. They can be charged using a USB cable. They only have one jar that is predominantly used for blending, and they can also come with a carry-on cap or a zipper cap. Now let's talk about the pricing, warranty and satisfaction. Pricing largely depends on the wattage of the Nutri Blender and what it can do. Higher wattage ones which are now more comparable to mixer grinders, are much more expensive. Warranty in general is 2 years, with the budget models giving only 1 year warranty, with Kuvings giving a 7-year warranty. I went over hundreds of reviews of the brands of Nutri Blenders that I have compared, and from that I understand that Wonderchef, Preeti, Kuvings and Nutribullet have the best product as well as satisfaction ratings. Now let's get to my recommendation now that we understand how to narrow down based on our specific requirements. If we are using the Nutri Blender as a secondary mixing, grinding, juicing appliance, or we are only using it for light jobs, excluding hard to grind ingredients, then one of these Nutri Blenders with a lower wattage is more than sufficient for us. On a budget price point, I have 3 recommendations. My first recommendation is the NutriPro Nutri Blender. It has 3 jars, a blending, grinding and an on-the-go sipper jar. The blades are 4 and 6 blades for grinding and blending respectively, which is generally claimed to be superior, but not so in my opinion. With a 500 watt motor and a 22,000 RPM, this comes with a single speed operation and is a good budget option. The build quality and jar quality is good for this price point, and many buyers of this product have positively raved about the customer support, which is quite rare in the small appliance category. This also has a 2 jar option at a lower price point. My next recommendation is the Cookwell Nutri Blender. This comes in a 3 and a 5 jar option. The 5 jar pricing is mentioned over here. It has a 600 watt motor, one of the highest at this price point. The blades are also superior with a 4 and 6 blade for grinding and blending respectively. You can just push the jar for a pulse operation, and it has a knob for 2-speed operation. The customer service and part replacement is also quite prompt and appreciated by users. Overall, this Nutri Blender gives the best value for money. Next is the Wonderchef Nutri-blend. This also comes with a 3 jar and a 4 jar option. It has a 400 watt motor with a 22,000 RPM for fine grinding. It has 2 blade and 4 blade options, and the juicer jar is a large one. It's 1 liter, one of the biggest for large quantity juicing. And my last recommendation is the Balzano NutriPro. On a sale, the price of this comes down to almost 2,500, comparable to the budget options with a much better build quality. In the premium segment, I have one recommendation, and that is the Philips HR2603 Nutri Blender. It blends juices in just 30 seconds and can even crush ice for cocktails. It also has a blend and carry sipper jar to take the jar along. It has 2 speeds, and the build quality is a lot better than the budget Nutri Blenders that we have spoken about earlier. Now, if the Nutri Blender is a primary mixing, grinding and juicing appliance, or if we use the Nutri Blender for heavy tasks like grinding batter or making nut milk, then a heavy duty Nutri Blender is required with a higher wattage. And in this, my first recommendation is the Kuvings Nutri Blender Pro. Kuvings has one of the best build quality amongst the Nutri Blenders. It comes with a powerful 1000 watt motor, so can run for longer than most other Nutri Blenders without getting heated. It comes with 2 jars along with a sipper cap that can be used to take the blending jar on the go. The spares and the blades are also easily available. On a sale, this comes down to less than 5,000 rupees, so great value for money. The regular price is around 7,000 to 8,000. My next recommendation is the Nutribullet Pro. Nutribullet is the original maker of the Nutri Blender. This is a 900 watt blender with 1 large and 2 short jars with different blades for grinding and juicing. The blend and drink jars double as travel cups with lids. The build quality is also really good, as expected from a premium Nutri Blender. The regular price of this is around 8,500, and it is generally available under 6,000 during sale. Now let's discuss some portable Nutri Blenders, which have an inbuilt battery and can be used for blending on the go. Remember, these have lower wattage and a lower runtime of 30 seconds at a time, so it can be used for light blending jobs only, like smoothies and juices. Recently, there have been many brands that have been introduced again in the portable Nutri Blender space. So, I have 3 recommendations for you. My first recommendation is the InstaCuppa portable Nutri Blender. It has a 150 watt motor with a 2000 mAh battery that can last for about 15 to 20 blends per charge. The blending jar doubles up as a bottle and is compact, lightweight and perfect for smoothies, shakes and juices on the go. My next recommendation is the Hamilton Beach Portable Smoothie Maker. It has a powerful 6-blade design. It has a 450 ml jar and can blend 35 times per charge. Overall, great value at this price. Regular price is around 2,500 and can be down to below 2,000 during a sale. And my last recommendation is the KILIG Vortex Pro. KILIG also has a basic version of this with a lower wattage and lower battery life at a much lower price. This has a 360 watt motor which runs at 22,000 RPM and has a 6-leaf blade to easily crush ice, frozen fruits, nuts and make smoothies, shakes and baby food in seconds. The jar is 700 ml with a spill-free lid coupled with a 6000 mAh battery. The build quality is solid as well. The regular price of this is around 3000 and during the sale it is available at less than 2500. If you found this video useful, share the video and subscribe to become part of the 1.8 lakh plus community that trusts us with their decision making. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.